share her winning speech. So Lily Cole, are you prepped and ready? Come on up.
I'm sure everybody here knows an artsy person, the one who is always doodling, or their hands are always covered in ink or paint. And I, for one, I not only know them, but I prefer to associate with them. And I have many artistically minded friends, and I'm always astounded by the imaginative deftness of their art, the combination of colors, and all the stories that are told within each piece. And so, when having a conversation with one of my close friends who's an artist, I asked her, what is the most exciting thing about painting? And she instantly responded, well, the blank canvas, for sure. All of the possibilities and where it could lead. And just then, a pang of sadness hit me. All those what ifs, exciting, yes, and forward looking, but almost sullen and suppressed, waiting to be heard. See, there are so many directions a painting can go, so many stories that can be told within each piece of art. But I realized the extent of this depends solely on one thing, which is the artist's willingness to follow through. John Greenleaf Whittier wrote, of all the sad words of the tongue and of the pen, the saddest are these, it might have been. Sometimes the artist throws away the painting before it is finished. They refuse to see it through to the end and trash it instead. Those 4 words, what might have been, haunting, unknown, mysterious, and unforgiving. See, those words lament, and they speculate blindly, and they guess, looking forward without proof, because they are merely a suggestion, merely a wish. What might have been if I had painted that painting? What might have been if I hadn't earned that red light? What might have been if she had said yes, and the biggest, most dominating of them all, what might have been if I'd kept the baby. Abortion, the horrendous act of murder, is the Kickstarter of the phrase, it might have been. Abortion is the starkest and most tragic realization of these words and the very reason they exist. According to numberofabortions.com, 125,000 abortions are performed worldwide every day. Every single day, there are 125,000 what ifs. And since the ever-famous abortion case in 1973, Roe v. Wade, 62 million babies have been aborted. 62 million what ifs. Do we accept this? Are we, as Americans, going to let this phrase be the future generation? Congresswoman Mia Love spoke at the 44th Annual March for Life on January 27, 2017, and said, each child, born and unborn, has the potential to open up our world and take us to places and spaces we have never imagined. Each living child carries with him or her the potential for greatness. A child born today may become a doctor who cures cancer or Alzheimer's. They may become a CEO that leads a global business, or the astronaut that takes the world to Mars. They may become a friend who saves a peer from suicide, or a mother who strengthens her family, or a neighbor who volunteers and eradicates hunger, or a teacher who inspires a struggling student, because every time we kill a child through abortion, we kill our potential. Now, she is exactly right. Every abortion leads to a what if. FocusOnTheFamily.com says, the U.S. has seen a steady and significant decrease in the number of abortions in recent years. In 2009, there was a 5% decrease, and in 2011 and 12 combined, there was a 9% decrease. And in 2015, it had reached its all-time low, with nearly a 50% decrease since 1976. So, although there is hope, we have work to do. So mark my words, and make them your own as well. We will no longer accept the phrase, "it might have been." We will not sit back and look at the blank canvas because it could have been something beautiful. No. We must accept life for what it is and dream about what it can be. Genesis 1:28. Then God said to them, "Be fruitful and multiply and fill the lands. Not let a few children live because the others are unwanted, unloved, or merely an accident. No. He said, go forth into the lands and make known his goodness. He created us to love, to adore, to teach, to disciple, to live, laugh, and worship with. See, there's too much to lose by killing off the next generation. Those children may be a loving mother or the next first lady. They may be a Christian vocalist or the most effective conservative activist we have ever known. Our potential is the only promise we have of our future. And by killing it, we are killing the advancement of our country. And we are not only denying a child the right to life by aborting it, but we are starving ourselves of conversations, of business partnerships, of friendships, of brothers, sisters, and cousins. We are stifling the growth, innovation, and expansion of every industry, such as art, technology, medicine, agriculture, and business. We are allowing poems to go forever unwritten, melodies forever unheard, and we are stomping on our future pastors, teachers, husbands, and wives. See, our potential is the only promise we have of our future. And by allowing people to continue killing off these innocent children, we are failing to protect the most valuable thing about life, which is potential. We must fall in love with the chance of a life to be lived. We must fall in love with that what if. And most of all, we must fall in love with the blank canvas and do nothing but protect, love, and fight for it. Thank you.